This is Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 9th, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was down 0.46 points or 0.11% and closed at 402.79. Total trade volume was down. 101,841 shares changed hands at a total trade volume of 380 million real, or nearly $95,000. On the main board, only one stock was up. Hashtag Cambodia gained 0.39% or 10 real to 2,550 real per share. On the other hand, three stocks were down. The biggest loser of the day was Sihanoukville Autonomous Port, down 0.83% or 100 real to 12,000 real per share, followed by Phnom Penh Autonomous Port, which dropped 0.74% or 100 real to 13,500 real per share. Grand Twins International was also down 60 real to 7,000 real per share. Meanwhile, the five other stocks on the main board remained flat. Over on the growth board, JS Land dropped 0.72% or 20 real to 2,760 real per share, while DBD Engineering stayed flat at 2,040 real per share. Looking at the stock trade summary, through auction trading, Bakleda Bank recorded the highest trade volume of the day with 30,213 shares changing hands at a total value of 204 million real or over $50,000, approximately 30% of the total trade volume on Tuesday. Through the negotiated trading method, however, one transaction worth 97.5 million real, or over $24,000, is noted for Royal Group Phnom Penh SEZ, accounting for 50,000 shares or roughly 49% of the total trade volume on September 9th. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real to USD strengthened slightly to 4,009 real per US dollar, while the US dollar index was down to 97.29. Looking at global commodities, oil extended gains on Tuesday, supported by the latest oil output hike from OPEC Plus being smaller than anticipated, expectations that China will continue stockpiling oil, and concerns over potential new sanctions on Russia. The 8 OPEC members and allies agreed on Sunday to raise production from October by 137,000 barrels per day, lower than the increases of about 550,000 barrels per day they made for September and August. Brent crude rose 47 cents or 0.7% to $66.49 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude climbed 72 cents or 1.2% to $62.98. Gold was set for another record high, holding well above the $3,600 mark crossed in the previous session, as growing bets of a U.S. rate cut weakened the dollar and pushed bond yields lower, boosting demand for the precious metal. Spot gold was up 0.4% at $3,647.98 per ounce, after hitting a record high of $3,659.10 earlier in the session. U.S. gold futures for December delivery rose 0.3% higher to $3,688.10. U.S. stock futures were little changed early Tuesday after the Nasdaq Composite hit a new record. As of the time of the Cambodian market's closing, Dow Jones Industrial Average futures rose by 16 points or 0.04%, S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq 100 futures climbed 0.11% and 0.18% respectively. This was Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 9th.